Nestlé Dubai Manufacturing is currently being managed by Mr. Xolile White. White is a South African professional who started his career from the bottom of the work chain. In order to finance his engineering studies, White undertook an apprenticeship program at Nestlé South Africa. Today, White tells us a bit about his journey. Mr. Xolile, you joined Nestlé in 1993. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, actually, when I finished high school, we did not have enough funds to go to university, but I wanted to go to university, do engineering. But they came an opportunity with Nestlé. They were looking for students that did well in mathematics and physics, so that they can start a program where they are sponsoring community and they play a role in developing young talents. So I was quite fortunate. Way back in '93, I went for interview and I was successful in the interview, and I was given that opportunity by Nestlé to join them as a student, what we call an apprentice. So it's more the learning on hands-on and also college. That's a mix of the two, and normally that they term that an apprentice program. So I was part of the first group that Nestlé attempted this program. So basically in the first year we were more learning about the culture of the company, what is Nestlé, what is all about, and what are the different rules and policies and the different structures in the company. And then after 3 to 4 months you're doing this, and you're going through a lot of trainings for quality assurance, to understand what is all about quality, safety, and also to go to different departments in the factory to understand what is in finance and etc. And once we completed the 6 months, then we were enrolled at the local college. So you go and spend another 6 months at the college. Once you finish this, you come back to Nestlé. This went on for 4 years, and the beginning of '97 I went for national examinations, and then I did well there, where I qualified now as a technician. And in 1997, towards the end, then I started working for Nestlé as a qualified technician now in engineering.
What was your biggest dream when you first started?
It's always been, I wanted to be this, you can say, a very good technician, because that time when you joined the company, you had people that have been technicians for 20 years or so, and these guys were really the experts, and you call them for any problem and they fix. And my dream was to be these kind of people that really will be well respected in the factory for being the experts, knowing how to fix the machines. And that was really, that's how far I wanted to grow. I was seeing that far. That's really was I can say my biggest dream was to be an expert as a technician. I didn't really think or even aspire to go beyond this at that stage.
Does starting out from the bottom of the chain affect your management today? How you deal with technicians, how you deal with your employees?
I believe that it's if you have this opportunity where you grow into the executive or the senior leadership role, I think you are quite blessed as a person. I'm not saying that if you come from university straight into this role is got a disadvantage, but I believe that I can talk a little bit more about my journey, because coming up the ladder of the company today, when I look back, I can really appreciate each and every effort that everyone is doing, and I can actually empathize with them, because I know what it takes, to really be working at different levels, as I've been through myself at these different levels, even working in the night, working night shift. Probably for 2 years I was working night shift, and today when we discuss at the board meeting levels, where we are discussing about people, you can kind of relate and connect the difficulties that people are facing, especially working on night shift. You don't have a lot of support from management. They are not there. You have to make decisions. You have to be creative because you need to keep the factory going. So those kind of learnings, for me, I believe going through these ranks has really prepared me very well to understand both worlds, if you want. I understand the world of senior management, but at the same time, I also understand what it takes for these guys at different levels, because I have been there myself.
Can I ask, after you became factory manager, do you still have more dreams that you want to achieve?
Yes, I know. I believe that I cannot tell you today, Sandy, that I have one particular position I want, but all I can say is that I always prepare myself ready for the opportunity when it comes. I work hard, and I prepare myself, especially from the side of leadership, where I even continue to study, continue to read, and now I just completed my MBA, which is after 20 years now. The MBA is finished. I just completed my final examination at the end of September, and I've got the results as well. So that was my last thesis. So now I'm finished. I've done the MBA is behind me. So with that, I believe the doors are wide open in Nestle, and the opportunities will come, but I'm waiting. Looking after a factory. Yesterday I was looking after a plant. Today I'm looking after a factory. And who knows, tomorrow I may be looking after factories, and which is the regional director role. And I believe this is probably where, if very likely, I will be probably transitioning into. And I'm looking forward to that opportunity when it comes. But that's not something that worries me every day. I just make myself available and getting ready. And one day when it comes, I will grab the opportunity and make it count.
What do you think it takes to make a successful professional?
In my opinion, it doesn't come from any book. I just come from my experience. First of all, it all depends how do you define success as an individual. And I believe that before anyone can claim to be successful, that individual needs first of all to define what is success in his or her books. If I will explain according to what I see as success, and for me, I believe that success is all about making a difference to other people. I believe that when we are holding the jobs of senior leadership executives in organizations, we have a duty to play, and that duty is to create an environment where people, they are treated with dignity, and they have an open opportunity to be themselves, and also for themselves to grow. And I believe, for me, my role really is to develop more leaders, and to be successful in a nutshell is to make sure that you produce leaders. That's the role of a leader, is to produce more leaders and to create an environment where people can really demonstrate their capability, and you have more leaders. And that's, for me, is what a leader should do. And that, I believe, if there's any the ingredients for success is this: develop more leaders, produce more leaders, multiply more leaders, and that's very important. That, for me, is a key ingredient. Of course, with all of that being said, I believe that we just have to remain humble.
What's your advice for students and fresh graduates today?
What I can give them, Sandy, the very, very most important thing in life, in my opinion, and what I've seen in these few years with this company, is few years, but it's over 20 years now, 22 years with the company, is really to understand that it doesn't take 97% knowledge to be successful, but it takes 3% knowledge and 97% attitude. And if you can balance these two always, to understand that the role that attitude plays, it's a difference maker. You can see today in the world, you have more than 300 students qualifying at the same time, going through the same curriculum, going through the same professors, and they come out ready to save the community, to save the world. But you see 5 years down the line, even 10 years down the line, there's a few, 10% of them have really grown to management level, senior management level, and you always ask yourself, how come when they all went through the same kind of preparation process? And for me, I believe there's only one difference maker, and that's the attitude. That attitude to say, I can, you know, the attitude that I can, it always makes a difference. Where there is a will, there is a way. And these, I believe, are the people that, for me, it's you can as a student, you can grab this formula and try to balance it in this fashion. I think it helps a lot, because with knowledge you can always grasp, you can always learn, and you change jobs, you have to learn a new knowledge and new skills. But with the attitude, it's always going to be the foundation that you'll always build whatever you build on top. And that's what I can advise the students in a nutshell.
Alright, as we're coming to an end, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
For me, I wish you all the very best, and thanks again to give me this few minutes already to add a little bit into the development and the growth of students, and again to really advise them to understand that, you know, if they feel that university is challenging, there's no comparison when it comes to the job. Because in the employment, you're going to meet people who are completely different, people who are not like the professors who have all the patience, and the competition is much more fierce in the workplace as compared to the school. So it's really, there's no comparison, but you can always do it as long as you are determined, as long as your attitude is in the right place, and as long as you remain humble. I believe the sky is not the limit anymore. They can reach for the stars. But the most important thing, if the opportunity comes, they have to make it count.
Yeah. Thank you very much.